Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we have ourselves a track from an act named QLAKTER featuring Lillia Lysil titled Better With You. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on Spotify. We're going to be listening through it from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Get that art up on the screen nice and big and let's go, let's do it.
Staying awake, waiting for you to come home. I feel so alone, sitting by the fire, the weather's getting lighter, hoping to see you right here later. Next to me, my life feels so much greater. My dear love for you is over the moon.
There's a solid amount of polish to it.
Let's watch the sky of stars tonight. I'm better with you, alright.
I like the vocal harmonies as well, they're quite slick.
Yeah, I'm better with you, alright. We got married last July. The moment was so right. God, I was on a real high, enjoying our honeymoon with you, laying right by my side, right by my side, right by my side. Your smile shines so bright, want to hold you real tight, so polite and aside, you're the light on my life. I'm better with you, alright. My dear love for you is over the moon. Don't want to wait for you to know. Dancing to the slow to me and you. I hope to see you real soon too. Love to stare into your eyes when I'm with you. Time flies. Don't be so shy. My love for you will never die. Let's watch the sky of stars tonight. I'm better with you, alright, alright. Watching movies all night, cuddling next to you.
Great use of dynamic range.
I'm glad you're the only one I ever pursed. You're my soulmate, it's true. I know what I'm getting myself into. What I'll never be through with a perfect two. Together in the house, just me and you. You make me better, and by myself, they say nothing you. My dear love for you is over the moon. Don't want to wait for you to know. Dancing to the slow to me and you. I hope to see you real soon too. Love to stare into your eyes when I'm with you. Time flies. Don't be so shy. My love for you will never die. Let's watch the sky of stars tonight. I'm better with you, alright. I'm better with you, alright. Yeah, I'm better with you, alright.
Really pleasant motif in the background melodically.
Alright.
And we finish really succinctly. I dig it. We're going to talk about this track more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named QLAKTER featuring Lillia Lysil titled Better With You. Now, what do we think this track is about? I think it's about someone discussing how their life is made better by this other person. I think that there's more to it than that, but that's the kind of the proxy of it. We start the track talking about how we look forward to that person coming home. You know, like how we're excited to be around them, how they kind of help fulfill us. I think that there's a lot of other stuff associated with that in this track, and effectively just comes down to a story which I think a lot of people can relate to, either because they already have it and they appreciate it, or because they want it and they desire it and they find it desirable. So I think that there's going to be an audience for this kind of track, all around. And part of what makes this track work are the vocals, the style of them, the polish, the technique, the great use of head and chest voice there, the bits of vibrato, legato passages, etc. there, the smoothness of it, the personality, the articulation and expression behind it. the note choices within the melodies and how they cascade and ascend and harmonize really sweetly with all the other stuff going around within the instrumental backing. Ultimately, just a really convincing performance all around, and I feel like we do sing in a way where we are singing about someone that we love and that we are genuinely feel gratitude for being better off with or around. I also appreciate the main sort of piano theme, as well as the thickness and fullness of the bass line, how it reinforces those chord progressions and arpeggios, the drum lines and the affectation implementation of the rhythms and grooves within this, with the swing. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the kind of a swing to it with quarters, eighths, and some 16ths. It's not a rushed job, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not trying to, it's a slower tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not trying to sort of pull you through at a rapid pace. It's almost like we're taking our time to show appreciation. But there's a nice reverb tail to some of those snare hits. I like how the drums have both punchiness and flavor within the piece, and I think that just comes down so much, it comes down to the way it's performed and placed and written, as well as how it's produced. And there is some interesting mid-range color, not just from like the cymbals, some of the higher elements there in the keys, but also those kind of plucked bits there that almost call and respond with what's going on with the vocal melodies. And I appreciate they feed off each other and show a sense of awareness and chemistry there. And there's a really elegant portamento with the 808s where the notes just kind of roll between each other really sweetly. And I think there's also use of space dynamic range-wise where the instruments are not there all the time. So I think that allows for just a sense of life to it, where we're not trying to compress it or oversaturate it. There is a natural differentiation and variation within the composition through that kind of stuff alone, outside of anything else. I think the final thing I want to comment on is the actual production of it, the way that things are leveled within the mix. Because I usually talk about 2 or 3 things that I appreciate about a track, as well as any sort of like constructive feedback. I just think that the way that the vocals were captured and the way they're polished and the EQing and effects change, etc., how that coupled with any of the piano parts or like plucked parts or the bass or the drums or anything else going on within this, as well as the vocal melodies and harmonies, you can hear everything within the mix. There is dynamic range without, whilst it still, sounds like it's glued together. There are things that are well niched within the frequency spectrum as well. There's no weird resonant frequencies, and the music does surround you in the headphones. It is nice and loud without pumping. So it sounds, commercial grade. I've got no complaints about it. And there is a natural sense of pumping, but that it comes from like the side chaining and the way that the drums are produced, more than it being a case of like any errors within post. So I feel like in general it's the vocals, the actual instrumental parts, how they're sort of presented and how they interact, and it's the actual post-production which make this track work. There's nothing I'd want to sort of personally change about this. I think at 3 minutes 27 it's well fleshed out with no late filler. And it's a nice little contained experience. And it was great to check it out and have a listen through it, because this is my review of this track from an act named QLAKTER, featuring Lillia Lysil, titled Better With You, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and their Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.